Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are coming out this year, and it's a brand new generation, a whole new world of possibilities. But with possibilities comes a bunch of things that we want them to do, and a bunch of things that we don't want them to do. And they're probably going to end up doing both in some way, shape, or form. But here in this video, I'm going to talk about what I want them to do and what I don't want them to do. I am 100% expecting this list not to turn out the way I expect it to, or like at least when the games come out, there's going to be a bunch of don'ts that I don't want in the games and a bunch of do's that I want that don't end up actually happening. They're just the way Game Freak rolls. They always somehow manage to do something. Even though I have a lot of faith in them this generation, there's a lot of things that they're showing to be promising. There are some things that I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna change. And let me give you an example with that, with one of the do's. One of the things that I want from them for sure are more animal-based Pokemon designs. So less anthropomorphic, is that the word? You know what I'm talking about. Less humanoid Pokemon designs, especially with the starters. But for some reason, they've been going the humanoid starter route. Though Charizard is still like the mascot of all the starters, Greninja is not even that humanoid. Like the two biggest Pokemon that you could have for like the starter as a starter rep, they're not even that humanoid. Greninja you can make a case for. Charizard isn't at all. But still, they somehow decided to go the humanoid route with all the starters these days, and they're probably going to end up doing that with Quaxly, Fuecoco, and Sprigatito for whatever reason. I don't get it. Even the Pokemon in general have been moving towards that direction. If you look at the older Pokemon, I would say probably before Gen 5, there were a lot of less humanoid-based designs. And yeah, some of them were kind of boring, but in general, I feel like it's the animalistic nature or the animalistic look that Pokemon have that make them Pokemon. Otherwise, this would they just kind of feel like us, kind of, sort of, not really, but it's not as fun. I have a lot of hopes with the Pokemon that we've seen so far. You know, like I can definitely see Fuecoco turning into just like a ghost pepper and staying that way, or Lechonk just turning into a big pig. But for some reason, I feel like Lechonk is just gonna turn into a, you know, either some kind of big brawly, a lady or a man, I don't know, but a big brawly. And Sprigatito is definitely standing up on two legs, unfortunately. Like that, there's no question about that. Quaxly's probably also gonna be humanoid. Fuecoco is the only hope I got. Please, please. Going for one of the don'ts here, we obviously have the games being open world, which is something everybody wants, and thank God for that. But I'm really hoping that the open world doesn't come at the expense of the story, because though Pokemon doesn't have the best narrative ever, like Black and White are my favorite Pokemon games, okay, like absolute my all-time favorite, and that was a story-driven Pokemon game. It was really good. I feel like for what it was a really good story, and it was told really well. It was a lot of fun, and it doesn't have to be at that level. But there's a reason why people slander Gen 8 for not having anything in it. Gen 8, no matter what you say, the story held it down so bad because they tried to make a story without actually having a story. Like Gen 1's story was better. You just defeat 8 gyms, there's a mob boss, an evil organization, you take them down, you defeat the champion, game over, right? That's a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was a very minimalistic story, but it was still a decent story. Well, it wasn't much of a story but it was still good compared to that Gen 8, which they didn't really have a story, but they tried to go for a story. Yeah, it's not going to work. So I either want Gen 9, and Gen 9's going to have time travel, right? Like I think that's pretty much expected. Like not guaranteed, but like you know what I'm saying? Time travel going to be there, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there has to be some kind of story. So you can't really go the Gen 1 route of just having like a mob boss and that's it. There is going to be some kind of story, but I hope the story is delivered well, even with an open world. I don't want there to be an open world and then the story gets sidelined. If you're gonna have time travel and all these version differences in the game between Scarlet and Violet, past and future, I think the story has to be decent. They have to navigate it in a way where you can still deliver a story and still have it be open world. Breath of the Wild was open world, but the story wasn't that great, but it still worked out fine. So if they can manage something like that, it should be good. For another do, please give us easy access to multiplayer features. X and Y lived and thrived the way it did because the multiplayer was so good. The Friend Safari, the PSS, the Wonder Trade, everything. It was just so easy to access, so easy to navigate. And from the trailers in Scarlet and Violet, at least the latest one, where the guy they just trade immediately from where they are, it looks like it's going to be super easily to access. And that is a good sign. I really hope they make that happen. And if they make even better multiplayer features than even like the 4-player co-op, and if the 4-player co-op bangs, bro, this might be some of the best game. Get rid of the battle timer. Get rid of the battle timer. Give us more easy access multiplayer features. These games might just pop off long term for 3 years on it if it's done well. Don't make Charizard the main focus of the game again. Like, Charizard wasn't the focus of Gen 8, but Charizard was Leon's ace, and Leon's like the biggest champion ever. Just sideline Charizard for a bit. I don't want Koraidon and Miraidon to suddenly have their present form be Lizardon. No, please, no. I don't want that. Just keep Charizard out of this. Too much Charizard. Too much Charizard. Give us a difficulty mode, man. Give us a difficulty mode. Like Black 2 and White 2 had the difficulty mode. Was it that challenging? No, but it was still nice. It's options, you know? It's options. You don't have to make the game just one way for everybody. The challenge mode really helped incentivize replay value, and also for a different challenge in a Pokemon game. It wasn't the most challenging thing, but it was nice. It was an upgrade. It was cool. People like options. Just give us an option for a better difficulty or a harder difficulty. People would appreciate that. This is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't want any more new typings. I think the 18 that we have are pretty good. Maybe you can balance out a few like Ice. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Poison, I feel like, has been balanced out a lot better. Just Ice, maybe. But besides that, like, I don't see any need for a light or a sound type or a cosmic type or anything like that. I feel like whatever we have is really good. And anyways, they have the giant type wheel at the bottom of one of the trailers. And I think that shows 18, so I don't think we're going to be getting a new type. And I'm kind of glad. I think after the fairy typing, it's been pretty good. A little bit of balancing and tweaking could be done. But besides that, we're good. I feel like we don't need any more. And if they were going to add a new type, I feel like they had to add another one, like a 2. Just because the special and physical split is really good. 9 on both sides. If they were going to add 1, they would have to add 2. And I feel like that complicates things way too much at this point in time. Please give us a rich post-game. I can barely ever play Pokemon past the main story because the post-game is not that fun or interesting. Like Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Black 2 and White 2 did it the best. Or I guess technically all of Emerald and the 4th gen did it well. But the Battle Frontier is hyped up and renowned and like so desired by fans because you wanted to go and play it. I don't think I've wanted to play post-game after Black 2 and White 2. Like, there's never been like, oh yeah, I need to go do this so I can go do this. You know, I need to beat the main story so I can go play this. Nah, I just beat the main story and I'm like, I'm done, kind of thing. Even in Sun and Moon with the Battle Tree, yeah, I got to Red and Blue, and then after that I was like, whatever, I didn't care to play. The Battle Frontier and the Pokemon World Tournament in Black 2 and White 2, bangers. Everybody loves them because it's just something you want to do. You need something like that again if you want the game to have some sort of value past the main story. Of course, if you're gonna have multiplayer bang, like how X and Y did, you'll be fine because people will be trying to play that and get into competitive and all. But for the people that don't want to get into competitive or anything else, or like, you know, collect Pokemon, maybe Battle Frontier, please. Something of the sort, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't give us forced tutorials and a slow-paced game. I love Sun and Moon, absolutely do. 7th gen is great. I think people don't like 7th gen just because we got the same game 4 times. That's a different matter. But I do very much love base Sun and Moon. They're fantastic games narrative-wise, and it just hits. But I know people couldn't get into them because of a slow pacing, which games before and after do not have. And you don't want such a slow pacing in games anymore because people just fall off from that, unfortunately. I don't think it's a reason to, but that's people's preference. And that's just the way things are going. So you gotta make it somewhat fast paced. And tutorials, especially, if you can make it, if you can skip them somehow and actually skip them, not like, oh, do you know how to catch a Pokemon? You say yes, and they still teach you. Nothing like that. You can somehow definitely skip them. Then that will increase the pace dramatically. Even in Sun and Moon, if you were able to do that, easy. It would be so much more accessible and so much more fun. So yeah, cut the tutorials a bit, cut the slow pacing, you'll have a fun time with everybody. So I don't care how this happens, whether it's post-game or DLC, but please give us some sort of access to Kalos. So that if it's just even Southern Kalos, I'll be happy. Just because, like, bro, we need to know what Southern Kalos is about, and Kalos is right there next to Spain and Portugal. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, man. Come on. Like, it can be its own DLC. You don't need it in base game. I understand that, actually. I really do. Especially if it's gonna be open world Pokemon. Like, you want... Like, it's gonna be difficult to do both this new region and Kalos. Like, I get that. But at some point, Kalos, please, Game Freak. That would be so cool. Kanto and Johto, and then this new region in Kalos. Like, yo, come on. It's been so long since we got 2 regions. And even if it's just Southern Kalos, a place we haven't explored yet, that's fine. Like, can you just imagine the DLC be Kalos Undiscovered? No, that sounds terrible. I was gonna say Kalos Undiscovered. The Secrets of Kalos? Or just Southern Kalos? Yeah, just Southern Kalos. Even that, people get so amped up over that. I can't think of names at the moment. I suck at this. But Kalos. Who wouldn't get hyped for Kalos? Can you imagine if you didn't have the Kalos starters in your game again? And then like people were just like mad about that, and then they brought like the Kalos region in as DLC, and then that's where you get Froakie, Fennekin, or Chespin. Bang, that would bang. People would get so excited and so hyped up for that DLC, for sure. Just make it happen, Game Freak, please. And finally, like, this is the one that I know is not gonna happen. We don't need a brand new battle gimmick. In fact, I don't want a brand new battle gimmick. What's the point? What's the point? You get a new one every generation just for it to get replaced. It's not fun. Like, I don't think it's necessary. It's so tedious and so boring. But there are rumors about like a triple typing going on, or like some sort of type change mechanic. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna have a discussion video on this like some point this week or next week or something like that. What's better, triple typing or typing replacements? Replacing one of the types you have with another typing? I don't know. I got no clue, but triple typing sounds cool. So does replacing your type. It sounds better than Z moves and Gigantamax for sure. But we don't need a Game Freak. I'm just happy with an open world bare bones Pokemon game. You could have just done with that and I would have been excited. Legends Arceus didn't have a brand new battle mechanic. Sure, the battle system in general was different. That's a different matter actually, but you don't need it. You don't. Legends Arceus popped up without it. You don't need it for this one. But you're probably giving this one, so what am I gonna say here? Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, I have COVID symptoms. My mom has COVID, so I probably also have COVID. That's why videos sound a bit different this time around, and I look a little dead, a little bit if you couldn't tell. But yeah, if you made it this far, maybe you can wish me some get better soon kind of thing. I don't know what. Oh, and maybe you can tell me some of your do's and don'ts for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and let me know how that goes for you. Anyways, I'm gonna have more discussion videos like this because they're easy to make and they're fun, and I feel like you guys are gonna like it. So yeah, take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, later, bye.